So this is what a virtual carnival, I think, is all about. Good food, good drinks, good company. And we can have fun, I suppose, this carnival. You heard the pain in my voice.
There's a lot of pain there.
I have Nyssa Pierre and Johann Chuckaree. And Johann, let me start with you as we get into what is going to frame our virtual carnival. You've done a couple of virtual events.
So, I've been privileged to do 2 virtual events so far. One was called Soca in White, which was hosted by the Rotary Club of St. Augustine West.
Right.
And it was done really nicely. It was filmed at Green Meadows in Santa Cruz, and it was rebroadcast live. And it was an amazing experience. It was good to feel, that being back on stage and in front of the lights and the fog machines. And it's really a nice feeling for the artists, and I think it was an amazing thing to be a part of. And then also Phase 2 Pan Group, which, of course, I've been a part of Phase 2 many, many years, since 2003. And, it's been difficult for steel bands to congregate, to rehearse, that kind of thing. And so we had a few bands last year. Despas was one that did a live show. Startlift was another one that did a live show. So rather than kind of cram up into the Christmas season, Phase 2 decided to do one for Carnival. So it's called Another Phase, and it's going to be online on January the 27th. You can visit my Facebook page, Phase 2's Facebook page for more information. And again, it's a really lovely experience to be a part of that. It was myself and my sister Johanna, the piano girl Johanna. And it was just a really lovely experience to be, back surrounded by artists, back surrounded by the support staff. This has really affected not just, the entertainment industry in terms of the artists and the performers, but also the entire support staff that goes around with it, the sound crew, the lighting guys, the tech crews, the event coordinators, it goes on and on.
Trickle-down effect is real.
It's a very big trickle-down effect.
And hearing you there, Nyssa, it really is for the artists and the entertainment industry. I mean, for me, looking at might be nice, but really for them, there's another side of the coin that they just are so glad to be interacting and just be in their space, They
are artists, and this is how they express themselves and how they, either whether it's by social commentary or in the pan or whatever it is, this is how they participate. And for us as well as participants, Carnival to me has always been this kind of mental reset. So it'll be really interesting to see what we're going to do without that physical release, like that kind of in person on the road. It'll be really interesting to see, from the psyche, the Trinbagonian psyche, how that really affects us.
Because that is the problem. And for us, I am getting trouble wrapping my mind around it. So to go on and watch a fete online, I am literally struggling. I'm struggling. You finding the same thing in this?
I mean, so what but what I keep telling myself is Carnival is not just about fetes. It's a great part of it, is a big part of it, but it's not just about fetes. There's so many other elements that make up Carnival, that birthed Carnival in the first place. You have Pan, you have Canboulay, you have these Stoker Monarch, Calypso Monarch, all these different things. A lot of them that we watch on TV anyway. So, yes, everybody want to go to their favorite all-inclusive and dress up and whatever, but, I keep telling myself, okay, it's not just about the bikini beads, it's not just about the fetes, there are other things that we can really focus on, which is, and I think now is a great time. Now, I know everybody I know who wants to go to Canboulay has always wanted to go, has never been able to go because it's bright and early Carnival Friday morning, so they either have to be asleep for work or you're leaving a party, so you haven't been able to. So it really is a phenomenal opportunity to finally expose a lot of people to those cultural elements that they would have missed in a very busy physical carnival season.
A large percentage of Trinbagonians may not have ever experienced that Canboulay,
which is a fantastic production.
So which brings me, I suppose, to why I pulled in Nyssa here today, because follow on her social media, guys. It's Nyssa Pierre. I promote her. She's a busybody, and she put out a post that grabbed our attention. When I think the National Carnival Commission, NCC, so sort of more or less distance themselves from doing anything virtually. That was, I was shocked and disappointed, because I thought exactly what you were saying. So while I was finding it difficult to wrap my mind around viewing a fete virtually, I was saying, when Johann is in Panorama,
so
I want to see Panorama.
Yeah,
I want to see the Calypso. I want to see the March Draw. I want
Kings and Queens is another one.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's a great show. But again, a lot of people don't go because there's so many other things going on that this is a great chance to kind of put that at the fore.
So this was an opportunity for these national festivals.
I don't want to say was. I mean, we are a notoriously last-minute people. So I'm hoping that, our words and the words of many others who, have taken issue with this kind of hands-off approach to Virtual Carnival, I think we still have time. And as Johann said, people are so artists, all the tech crews. I mean, I do events as well. I am dying to that energy that we feel putting on an event and being part of it. Trust me, we can mobilize in days if we need to. So I don't want to say, I don't want to speak in past tense. Yeah, no. And it's definitely not too late because, I mean, off air we were talking about London's Notting Hill Carnival. They were cancelled basically in the height of the pandemic, and I think everybody hates the word now, but they did pivot and they figured it out in weeks. So, and I'm pretty sure that we are a little bit more innovative and, this is what we do. We pull things together last minute and we always have a good time. So I think we still have time.
The national festivals, Johann, I mean, you've been part of Panorama for many a year. Embracing something like that would have been phenomenal.
I think, this was a good opportunity, and it is a good opportunity for us to improvise and to adapt to a situation. This is our opportunity right now where the spotlight is on Trinidad and Tobago. Not just the regional spotlight, not just locally, but internationally. Yeah. Because everybody, the audience internationally is so starved for content. Yeah. Everybody's locked up at home. Everybody's staying home and staying safe. This is a perfect opportunity to advertise for the future. This is a perfect opportunity to show the international market what we have to offer as Trinidad and Tobago. And it may not be a return on investment right now, but in a year or 2 years, once the virus is over and once things are almost back to normal, you can then see an influx of people coming in to experience it.
So I was actually wondering about that and whether or not the decision by the NCC, and I mean, I'm not in terms of privy to the internal, but whether or not they decided, well, okay, it's how are we going to monetize this? Right. It probably doesn't make sense. And not recognizing what Johann just explained, that this is not necessarily an investment that can be seen now, but it's a marketing opportunity.
It's a long-term investment.
Well, there are a couple of things wrapped up in there. I mean, I'm not sure that the NCC truly is in the habit of generating any sort of profit anyway.
Right.
So this is not
so
this is not exactly a mysterious year in the red. I mean,
that's not their forte.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're accustomed to not turning
a profit.
Major profit.
So that may not even be their role.
Exactly, because a lot I think there's only 1 or 2 state entities that really do generate a profit. Most state entities are not put in place to do that. That's not what they're there for. That being said, from a PR perspective, which, this is, and as much as I'm a carnival baby and a proud Trini, I am, this is what I do, the PR and particularly crisis management. And they have definitely forced their own PR crisis.
The NCC.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, and to kind of piggyback off what Johann was saying, this is, or not only is this a great investment opportunity for the future, but if we claim to be the global carnival hub and the home of carnival and all of these different things, this is the time to literally plant that flag and be like, you can't come better than us. You cannot stage a carnival better than us in person, and you cannot do it virtually or digitally. And now is the time to really prove that. And what better way than in the 1 year that carnival is cancelled to be like, all right, well, this is how we're going to do it, and really set the tone for every other carnival who has to do the same. How are we, look, what we want to say, okay, greatest show on earth and all of these things, but what do we have to prove for it? It can't just be wrapped up in physicality. It has to transcend, us being in the street. But there's a huge gap for a public sector body, taking the public's interest at heart. Because let's be real, if I own my own band or my own, fete or whatever, I have my interest at heart. I'm not doing this for the people. You don't go into it doing it for the people. That's what the government is for. That's what the state is for. So there's a huge need that NCC has to fill. And I mean, their mandate literally is, to take the mantle of carnival, make it viable. All of these lovely things are on the website. This is their mandate, and we are paying for them to do that.
Yeah.
So there is a room for, I'm happy, I'm thrilled to hear about all of the private enterprises, and I'm excited. I keep, like you, I keep refreshing. I'm like, okay, let me follow this one. Who I haven't followed yet. Now.
To be sure in the loop.
Right, but there's certainly a space for the public, because NCC, for example, under them you would have all of these traditional performers, these stick fighters, you know, all of these different things that
so again, those are things
them.
that get lost, that we forget that actually exist in Carnival.
Yeah, absolutely. The Blue Devil Festival and Carnival Monday night. I mean, all these things that, you know, they largely kind of oversee, or at least have their, you know, have some control over. You know, I would love to see that as part of a virtual carnival.
You think it's not too late?
No.
It's not too late. I suppose February we can keep our fingers crossed that something will happen.
But I think these conversations are also essential to make sure that people know that, listen, we looking out here. We want to see the tribe and the bliss and the this one and that one, but we want to see the canboulay. We want to see the stick fighters. We want, you know, unfortunately.
The Calypsonians probably want to
Who doesn't want to hear Calypso commentary in a pandemic? I want to hear what they want to sing.
Not just a pandemic, the whole of 2020 has been the perfect year.
Writers.
For social commentary.
Literally every month has something that you can. I would love to hear social commentary. So it's not fair to the artists to not give them the space to do that, and it's not, you know, fair for people like us who are maybe less creative, but this is how we enjoy, you know, and we see the world through their eyes. So I would love, you know, we need to create that space for them.
Mr. Johann, thank you very, very much. You want another batch of shrimp? I could move up another batch of shrimp.
What about the cocktails? We get another one.
You want cocktails? Tyrone, I'll call Tyrone. I call Tyrone. Well, thank you guys for dropping by and sharing. As I said, these conversations, I've missed having these conversations on Cup of Joe. So yeah, I think it's now the time to bring it back. Let's share ideas so that everybody could understand and appreciate what is best in this particular scenario. And let's enjoy Carnival virtually as best as we can.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. All right, guys. Hey, try the recipes, guys. Real nice one.
Hey, let's it's been sitting down here watching.
Oh God, I'm like, oh God, when we could eat it. But
Herb and honey mustard shrimp using Adam's sauces. Guys, try the recipe. Follow us on our social media, all our platforms, COJ Caribbean. We'll see you back here.